the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. It is episode 180, and we are here with my friend Larry Ciarrocca, the president of C&C Associates, one of the best reps in the industry, and we will get to him in just a second. Let's pay the bills first. If you haven't already bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? 101 tips for furniture and mattress store owners to sell another $1 million or more this year. Guys, it is not a sales book, even though anything with my name attached to it's going to bleed sales. It's really a marketing book. It's a book of ideas served up cafeteria style. I actually recommend that you read the last chapter first. It's, let me see. It's almost the last chapter. Hold on, guys. Read the last chapter first because it provides you a roadmap of what you need to do with your business to make all the other things work that are in the book. You only need one or two new ideas to help you take your business to the next level. So grab the book today. Call me, Chris Stone. You are the best producer the world's ever seen. He knew where I was going with this. Call me at 419-560-3169. I will help you up to a half an hour long free consultant call, help you implement anything your little heart desires that's in my book. And without a further ado, let me thank the folks at the Mattress Industry Network group, Steve and Greg. Thank you for your support of our show. The Mattress Industry Network group is a group that was formed by retailers for the benefit of the entire industry to help others build, succeed, and market in the mattress industry today, which is changing by the minute. And that's what we'll be talking about with Larry in just a second. I think we have one more special sponsor today. The Bed Industries of America company is sponsoring happy hour every day in Vegas market. So if you're not doing anything at 3:00, get over to B1118, and you have never seen a space like this. I call it a candy store for mattress nerds. Whether you want two-sided, you want natural, you want actively cooling, you want bed in the box, you want, something as close to Tempur-Pedic product-wise as you can because you're getting rid of them because of some of the moves they've made lately. We have it all. We have diagnostic beds, very simple system with no monthly reoccurring charge. And we are expanding our line of Susan Komen products that support breast cancer. And these products have been a big hit. We are expanding them. So please come and support this great charity. And please come to Bed Industries of America, because if you haven't been to this spot and market, you are missing out. If you're in the mattress business and you're serious about the mattress business, this is the place to be. So without further ado, Larry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Pete. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for showing up with a gorgeous tan from your vacay lately. I got to catch up with you in Janakovo, man. I got to get out there and get some sun.
Yes. I spent a lot of time in the sun the last 2 weeks, I'd say. So I'm feeling good. So
speaking about Vegas, you going to Vegas, my friend?
Yes. I'll be heading to Vegas early, and I'm getting there Thursday, and I'll be staying through Wednesday. So.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That's not mine. On Saturday, flying out at midnight on Monday. So I'll be there Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you're going to be there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, come see me. I do have some appointments. And if it's important and you want to see a specific line, call me for an appointment at 419-560-3169. Same for Larry. He's going to be a busy guy between his spaces as well. Yeah. Call him if you need to make an appointment. So, Larry, I don't mean to embarrass you, but one of the reasons, from a purely selfish standpoint, that I wanted you on the show is because you started off in retail like me, but your background in retail is actually more extensive. Um, and I think that is what has led to a lot of the success that you've enjoyed as a rep. And it almost kind of makes me think that you kind of became the rep that you wish you had calling on you when you owned your own mattress stores. Am I putting words in your mouth, or is that close?
No, I definitely thought about the reps that called on me and what happened in the store when I was there. When they came to visit my sales associates, I had a lot of reps. I had one particular Serta rep who was a very nice guy, but he never did anything productive when he was at the store. He'd talk about what he did over the weekend and life, and but never actually gave my sales associates any help in better understanding the product or how to sell it. There were some good reps that we dealt with. Um, so yeah, I that was kind of that motivated me to be an asset. I learned that until you get to know people, they don't want to hear your opinion if they don't know you or they don't trust you. So you know, it took a while, quite a while, for me to actually have an impact with retailers where they got to know where I'm coming from. Um, I also learned some valuable tips. I know Ed Pine early on had Tim Summers, who was at the buyer at home. He gave a seminar as to what a top 100 buyer expects from reps, what he wants, what he likes, what he doesn't like. I learned a lot from those meetings like that and stuff, because it's a different perspective. I was not a top 100 retailer, so I'm always trying to learn and ask questions if people are willing to share, from the retail side.
Yeah, yeah. So, I worked my last job. I worked for the furniture chain, the premier furniture chain in Cleveland, Ohio, at the time, called Kronheim's Furniture. And so when I became a Serta rep, Larry, I thought that all the stores that I was going to call on were going to be exactly like my stores, really professional, laid out by designers. Back then, galleries were a new thing. And, we had a Broyhill gallery, we had a Stratford gallery. And I thought all these stores are going to be, as good or better. And the first store I go into is literally a house in Middlebury, Indiana. It's a house, and they got
Yeah,
2 spare bedrooms with 3 twin mats in each one. That was their lineup of Serta mattresses. They had 6 Serta mattresses. And I said, "Oh, wow. I didn't expect that." And so as I went through my territory, I really only found one store that was similar to Kronheim's, and that was Esslinger's furniture and appliance in South Bend, Indiana. And Tom was a mentor of mine that really kind of taught me the business and watched out for me. And
right.
um, I was literally in shock. I was like shell shocked, Larry, because I thought, man, I'm going to learn so much from my dealers, and it just seemed like my dealers need a lot of help, like a lot of help. Like I'm calling like guys like Scott Montague, who were my teammate, and Bill Evashevsky. Every night I'm driving these guys crazy. I'm like, well, what do you do with this? And what do you do with that? And all that kind of stuff. So it's funny how our perspective shapes. Um, we weren't a top 100, but we're probably close. So, top 100 is a whole nother level. And, one of the interesting things about our show is I have aimed this squarely at store owners. But guess who came along for the ride? And probably a bigger audience than the store owners.
Right. Managers,
Reps.
RSAs, reps.
Reps. And,
Yeah.
and the third group is RSAs. It's considerably smaller than the other one. But yeah, I do have RSAs in here, and we love having everybody. So, You won an award a few years ago at a major company as the best rep in the entire country. And so you started off like working for somebody else in retail, and then you end up being this award winning rep, the best rep in the entire country for a big company. How did that feel, dude?
Well, for that company, it felt very good because, I had a lot of respect for the other reps that I worked with. There were they're really talented guys, hardworking guys, knowledgeable. I say guys, but men and women that, you know, are available. They know the product, they know how to train. They're constantly trying to learn. So at that, you know, I've been the top rep at 3 companies. I didn't win an award for the other 2, but um, you know, the one company was like I was not competing against the biggest studs in the world. The other one, there were some talented reps, but this last one, yeah, it felt good. To be appreciated. Um, that award was extra special just in that a big component of it was retailer feedback. It wasn't just the top numbers; it was also, what they said about how you interact with them, how responsive you are, and so that meant a lot. I liked it. I'd like to be the top rep at a lot of places, but or at least do the things that would put me in contention for that.
Yeah.
So um, there's other really talented people out there, and the nice thing is, you know, I found a number of reps I've become friends. I have more friends now in the business than I did when I first started. I interact with more, a variety of people from different parts of the country, and it's cool in that they share what works, what doesn't work, their struggles. Um, so it's like I'm almost starting. I have been almost really starting over in like the last year and a half in some respects. I first started, I didn't know my territory. So I would travel into each region. I'd check into a hotel or I'd find a yellow pages and I would just tear out the yellow pages and from furniture retailers and mattress retailers. And then I would go visit almost all the retailers. And then I would evaluate, who do I want to sell? Like I wouldn't just go out and just once in a while I cold call if someone was there and I walked in, but I would normally try to evaluate the market first and then see, all right, what do I think my top 5 retailers are in the furniture channel? What do I think my top prospects are in the mattress specialty channel? And then I would work the list from top to bottom. And
Right.
that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm like driving around, I'm looking. Like last week and a half, I've been reflecting. I was reading Furniture Today, top 100 articles, and looking at, all right, who can I sell? Who are the prospects? What are the opportunities? And you know, formulating a plan to really dial in on what's available. Uh,
Yeah. Whose star is rising? Whose star is fallen? Who I should stay away from? There's a there's a lot of questions in today's turbulent retail world that we live in. Um, so getting to the title of our show, the mattress world today and tomorrow. What are you seeing? What are you seeing that's changing? And what changes that we're seeing today do you think will become the norm? And what are some of the things that might have been the norm, but not going to be in the future
well,
for furniture, for mattress retailers?
I think for mattress retailers, like one thing that is important. We sometimes don't think it is, but brand brand is important. Like your message or a company's message. Um, and sometimes some companies' messages have a far bigger impact with consumers than others. But there's a lot of, the top SSB and Tempur Sealy. Some of their products may not be the best products or the most inspiring products for consumers. But those brands have convinced buying groups in major retailers that they are important. So they are, you know,
Right.
and, the online brands, um, they're definitely having an impact. They're saying that, and the messages that resonate more with retailers and consumers, specifically consumers. They're talking in a way that gets consumers' attention, and they're grabbing consumer trust, even if they haven't really earned it. They are getting it. Um, and so, the combination of SSB and Tempur Sealy, Stearns being two big powerhouses, and then you have the online brands. Um, if you're an independent rep, you're fighting for scraps right now. Um, you know, uh, you start looking at the top 100, the top 10 bedding retailers, specialty retailers. Six of those 10 are dedicated channels. So you've got like, Sleep Number, Tempur Sealy, Casper, Original Mattress Factory. Um, Purple wasn't on the list, but Purple sells direct. Um, so Mattress Firm would be the seventh. I mean, they're available, but you have to be representing a company that can service, 2,000 stores. So not everybody can do that. Um, you start looking at the top 15 retailers in furniture, nine of those are dedicated channels, like Ashley Home Stores or Restoration Hardware or Bob's or IKEA. Um, so there's, those top retailers and the mattress specialty retailers and the online guys, that's taken an enormous amount of business out of the marketplace. And so, as a rep, I need to help retailers. I need to identify retailers that aren't part of that want to be part of it. Um, and I need to help the factories I work with, formulate messages and products that are appealing to consumers and try to give retailers tools, content, um, marketing ideas, real features, real benefits that they can put into their marketing, that can get a consumer's attention, make the door swing. Maybe if we're not spending money to make the door swing, how can we help our retail partners give them the tools that will get a consumer's attention? Because it's if we don't do anything, our part of the pie is going to get smaller and smaller. And if we don't help retailers find a way to get people's attention, I mean, you can't compete with the largest retailers the exact same way. If you're not as efficient. So it's, that's got my head spinning like, man, I really want to dial in on
It has my it has my head spinning too, Larry, and I'm going to tell you why my head is spinning. You are one of the very few reps that I've ever heard articulate what you just said, and you think it's like nothing, but I'm going to tell you this. Most reps get a menu of products and they ask their sales manager, "How do you want me to throw up on my retailer today?"
right.
Seriously, how do you want me to throw up on my retailer today? How do you want me to brainwash my retailer and to believe in your substandard message? Instead of how do I help companies that I represent create messaging and products that retailers really need? And that thought is a thought that every rep out there should have. Don't take a playbook that you've been given that may or may not work and just run it. Your job is to give feedback to the companies you represent. And furthermore, your job is to bring to retailers real messaging and real products that will really make a difference in their business and help them implement it. You're not done when you write the sale. And one of the things that I love about our conversations that we have all the time,
Right.
where we go into the weeds with our conversation, sometimes for hours while we're driving, right? And
Yeah.
we go into the weeds about how do we communicate with RSAs, with the sales pros at retail? How do we make a difference? How do we do training that's special, that really resonates and makes a change in their life, in their performance? Because if we can't do that, nobody needs us.
Yeah. I mean, it's what value are we adding? And I think it's that it's a challenge. I mean, it's kind of like I want to grow my potential share. I want to grow my for myself and my customers. I want to grab a larger share of the market, a bigger piece of the pie. I'd like to grow the pie. I don't know that. Again, I'm a small entity in the whole thing. So maybe me alone, I can't grow the pie. But you look at the Mattress Industry Network on Facebook right now. That's a lot of mostly smaller independent retailers, mattress specialty guys. Um, a lot of furniture stores, independent furniture stores, whether they're part of a buying group or not, really could benefit from being in that group. Really could benefit from, you know, I'll just say reps like myself and Karen Converse, who works with me, that if you want us to help you, um, manage your floor better, we can do that. We can help you with basic um, training on our products. We can help you on training techniques just in general to help make your salespeople more effective overall. Um, there are other people, I see, Bob Munkel, um, you know, Justin Trumbo, Jeff, with the mattress retailer toolkit, offering help, not no, not necessarily on RSA training, but on how to connect to consumers more effectively, how to follow up more thoroughly or systematically, um, to automate your sales process so you don't leave stones unturned. I mean, that's what we do. When we sell mattress protectors or adjustable bases or other things, enhanced mattresses and the sleep system, those are things that can incrementally increase your business. So, every customer that comes to the door, you can have a greater impact on without spending any more money in marketing, without, having to do more and more business. You can maximize your value to each consumer. And it's just, I mean, I still have salespeople, or not salespeople, retailers that, oh, we don't sell mattress protectors, or pillows. You can go buy those somewhere else. It's like, okay, I mean, but it's, if you want to be here 5 years from now or 10 years from now, you better get a lot better. I mean, because, when I looked at the top 100 retailers, Ashley's a $6 billion company, and there are 20 other retailers on the top 100 list that are Ashley home store networks. So, that portion of and there's people that are the next 100 that have one or two or three or five Ashley home stores. Um, they've got a marketing message that is, working better than independent stores is working. Their message is working, and that's a problem. And then you have chains like Bob's, which as a rep, if I can do business with Bob's, that'd be great. But they're getting bigger, and they're taking up market share, and the big are getting bigger and taking more market share. And IKEA is bigger. IKEA is a $4 billion retailer just in home furnishings. Um, so you start looking at these companies that are huge, and the efficiencies they have, the legacy, um, I don't know what you call, but advantages that they have. People talk about you know generational wealth. There's a generational wealth in home furnishings and in every business where you have people and entities that have been in business for a long time, that have owned buildings for a long time. They've been making money for a long time. They bought real estate 10 years ago and 15 years ago and 20 years ago. So a new guy coming along, they're buying real estate at today's prices. They want to go buy a warehouse or build a warehouse. They're doing it at today's prices. So, the huge top 20, 30 retailers in the top 100 that own tons of real estate, man, they have a huge advantage. The companies, they have a huge advantage from the marketing standpoint. They can buy, marketing more efficiently. They can just, deliver it more efficiently. They can negotiate better deals with the financing companies, the credit card companies, everybody. They're leveraging their use. They have professional buyers that the cost is being leveraged over 50 stores or 100 stores. So there's just a lot of advantages they have. So if you're an independent retailer, what are you supposed to do? You got to be better where you can be better. And so you can either just give up, you can do nothing and you're going to be gone, or you can try to find ways to be better. And I look on the Mattress Industry Network, there are retailers. There's not tons of them, but they're out there that are trying to offer a better experience for the consumer, that are trying to, more effectively communicate what they're about and the benefits you get from shopping there, or shopping local. But it's tough because you have those disadvantages. So you need to find products. You need to keep an open mind. I mean, I'm not saying dump long-term relationships. I'm saying, rely on the people that have supported you as you've grown your business, and look for new opportunities. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on, bigger tickets. I mean, people are always looking for buying the shiny new thing. There are a lot of people that want the best, and there's plenty of people with money out there that want to buy nice things. And so, whether it's split head beds and split head sleep systems, whether it's some new technology, maybe it's a smart bed, maybe it's a new gel technology. It could be a traditional technology. It doesn't have to be all new technology. It could be a company that does things really, really well, a factory that executes in product design and quality workmanship and tailoring, and is easy to do business with. So, looking as a rep, I'm looking at, how easy am I to do business with? How easy are the companies I work with? What's our value proposition? What's our unique value proposition? Does our marketing resonate with consumers? Do we have any marketing that makes the door swing? Because getting someone in your door, it's hard, it's expensive. So, I think that's in trying to create value for the retailer. And like I said, there's a lot of retailers that don't. I go out and there's nice people out there and I do business with them, but in certain categories, they are just closed off. Well, my buying group buys this and we're only doing that. And then I walk into their bedding department, it's dead,
Right.
boring. I'm like, okay, you bought into it, but I don't see it. You're doing like what, 10% of your sales are mattress sales, when 5 years ago, 7 years ago, it was more like 20%. Why do you think that is? So I think that's, again, me as a rep, we need to build trust. We need to get retailers knowing like, hey, we really do give a crap. We care about you. Because we have to, because if you're a means to an end. Also, I still need to sell stuff, but I sincerely do want you to succeed. I don't want to just, go out and get placements and then, move on to the next guy. We want to have wins. So I think the business is challenging. And I think if guys need to constantly be learning, I think the retailers that don't go to at least one market, they should be going to 2 markets a year. for product ideas, to see what else is out there. It doesn't mean you have to buy something every time, but you should go look and educate yourself so you know what you're competing against. Go
And
shop.
and not just product, Larry. Go to the market, break bread with other retailers, break
Yeah,
bread with reps, break bread with anybody and anybody. Don't eat alone. Be there to network. Some of the strongest relationships you will ever forge are going to be forged at market with a rep, with another retailer. The first thing that goes when business gets tough, the first thing that goes when we're worried about paying this bill and that bill and the other one, and oh my lord, look at my cash in the bank, look at my ability to pay these bills, it's not getting any better, and it's going to be World War III over here, and the Democrats are going to win and it'll be the end of the world, and the Republicans are going to win, it'll be the end of the world, right? And so we're polarized as a country more than we've ever been, and people's heads are about to explode when something happens. And one of the things that I have said for years, the first thing that goes is your creativity. So when you started in business, you had all kinds of really cool, great ideas on how to make this business flourish. Now it seems like you're out of ideas and you're just like, you're like a bobber in the ocean and you're just going along, and if you're going to be a bobber in the ocean, you're going to get pulled under by a tidal wave. That's the reality of the world that we're in. And I love your recommendation about going to market, because you know what, it may not be comfortable, it may not be easy, it's probably going to be hard, but go there and have conversations with people that you normally have conversations with, but then branch out a little bit, you know,
yeah.
and make sure that you meet people. There are retailers that that you want to meet. Meet them. I mean,
There's a lot of great retailers out there. I mean, there's good people all over the country doing business, and you can help each other out. You can share info.
it,
You don't. I mean, again, just I think from a market standpoint, when I went as a buyer, I always came back recharged, excited. Like I was always looking for the newest products, the newest, the newest furniture, the newest groups, the newest. I was look. I did a lot of. I bought lots of different training programs and books on how to sell. You know, Harry Friedman, John Lawn. A whole bunch of guys, to learn like what do they do? Go look at what the successful retailers are doing. Um, there's a lot of great retailers. I mean, some of my, I mean, I worked thankfully with some really good retailers, and I love going to their stores. I love meeting their people. Um, but yeah, I think networking, I think getting recharged, seeing what's out there, being open minded. Um, some people, I see lots of people, and I benefit from it sometimes, where they buy a certain category of goods and they think they have to buy that entire category from one company, even though one company might not be good in every area. It's like, why would you limit yourself? I mean, I go again, smaller retailers where you have the owner or a general manager doing 10 different tasks, they do have less time, and sometimes it's just a time thing. But you gotta you need to be sharp in every area. Don't waste opportunity. Um, don't don't put blinders on. I mean, I've seen retailers. There's a retailer right now that I don't do business with right now, and they were a tough retail. I did do business with them for a while, and one day they were like, "How did you even get in here?" They're like, "How did we start buying from you?" Because like we don't buy from new people, and I was thinking about it. I was like, "Yeah, I think it was like an accident," but they were being abused. This was a pretty large retailer that was totally being ripped off by their current suppliers because their suppliers knew they weren't shopping. And so like they were overcharging them on all sorts of different things. Because that was right when I had a little bit of an overlap where I still had my retail stores and I was just transitioning. So I knew costs of everything out there. And I'm like, I had 5 stores and I did X amount of volume. You do way more volume than I did, and you're paying like quite a bit more. I bought a lot lower than you're paying. So it's like they don't help themselves. And again, I think if you're either going to get better or you're going to go away. And I think every company that's out there, you have to look at all those different things. I could have a great product, but if I'm a nightmare to deal with, nobody wants you. Nobody wants to deal with it. I'm really great to deal with. I'm easy to do business with, but my product's all over the internet. No one can make any gross margin on the product. Well, if the retailer can't make money on it, doesn't matter. No one cares.
Right.
Um, if retailers, you need to give your retailers an advantage, a real advantage. You need to make their life easier, give them some more gross margin, give them help on the sales floor. I mean, again, retailers, they got to want to take the advice. I mean, Jeff at Gardner's for a long time, Jeff and Ben, I can go back 10 years ago. They were doing some things at the store, and I had a retailer. I was like, yeah, there's a seminar. It's, $1,500 for 2 days or $1,000. And they were like, oh my God. And I'm like, dude, you sell one Tempur-Pedic and you've paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you get that information and that knowledge, it's yours forever. It's wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one more sale a month forever. That's
The funny thing is, I was at that seminar. It was a great seminar. More than worth the $1,500 I paid for it. And, my friend Scott Vaughn just had one in Paducah, Kentucky. It was only $1,000 and it was 2.5 days. And it was an absolute barn burner. Great, 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 great thing. And you're right. Sometimes when a retail store owner's having problems making the bills, anything looks like it's too much. $1,000 looks like it's too much. And they have to realize that, what if I just learned one thing and sold one of my better beds one time? Would it pay for itself? What if I learned one thing to sell one of my better beds and I didn't just sell it one time? I sold it once a week.
yeah.
What kind of an impact does that make, over the course of a year? And I'm barely getting by now. That might be the incremental difference that you need to change the trajectory of your business. It's always rooted in knowledge. And a lot of times you get, one of the things that I love that you said is, don't put blinders on. And putting blinders on, there's a lot of ways that we do it. We all do it. All human beings can do that. We close ourselves off to additional knowledge, falsely assuming that we have all the answers. I've been at this 43 years. I will guarantee you one thing: I don't have all the answers, but I've been in some rooms with some people that had almost all the answers. And I am so lucky that I got a chance to spend that time with them. And I still do. I love getting an education from my best dealers. And it's a constant, ongoing education. And, this thing that Jeff is doing, this MRT, this is serious. It is unbelievable. This be back thing with be back Bucks thing that Tara and Vernon in Florida got into. Did you see some of those posts?
I've seen them. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
It's amazing. It's like they have paid for their MRT subscription for like the next 5 years and making a profit.
Well,
I mean, it's crazy. What's Gardner's Mattress and More got to say? Speaking of gathering, we at MRT are providing that opportunity at Las Vegas Market, 7/27. That's Saturday. from 3 to 5. And yes, I will be there. More details to follow later this week. Yeah, this is going to be incredible. And
I mean,
it's going to
lots
be
of retailers need
completely
to go
free.
there. I mean, it's they need to learn. I mean, it's sometimes what you learn, they might talk about things and you'd be like, oh, I know that, and it's like, yeah, we might know it, but are we doing it? Are we implementing it?
Mm.
I mean, I went to some marketing things with Jeff and Ben in Philadelphia. I don't even know how many years ago, like 14 years ago, something like that. And some of the things I learned made me so much money. Like
Yeah.
I might not be here right now if it wasn't for those things. I got some big consulting deals, and I implemented that knowledge that I learned
Yep.
into helping some pretty big people. Um, and they thought I was a genius. I was like, yeah, I learned it over here. Like, just identifying, for a business, your unique selling proposition, like
Yeah.
clearly identifying it. What are we about, in like a short, and then you can expand on that, but in other things, on from selling retail, the selling Bible, um, satisfying a customer, making that the goal, and the byproduct is a sale. Like for RSAs, like once they get that and the light goes off, people can go from being like mediocre to average to being superstars on a retail floor.
Yep.
Don't make it about you. Make it about the customer.
Yep.
Make the customer happy. Put your efforts into that.
Yep.
Because that sincerity, people like to be treated nice. People like to be cared about, sincerely cared about, and people like to buy from people they like. And so, investing that time, I have to remind myself. I don't want to get whiny. If again, if I go out on the road, and there's a few people that I've never sold, and I think to myself, I want to blame them, but maybe I, what could I have done differently to earn their trust,
Right.
um, and maybe there isn't anything, but I mean, I still want to get better, and I think again, caring about the customer, making your goal to satisfy on every level, whether it's wholesale to whether it's a B2B sale or a B2C sale, building that long-term relationship where you know you can do business forever, because even if they don't buy now, they know that you're a trustful, reliable resource. Maybe
Yeah.
now's not the right time, but they'll come to you because you treated them right, you did the right thing, you know.
Yep. So Ron Cooper said knowledge is power, and I agree. Knowledge is power. And the more you share it, the more powerful it becomes. And Karen Converse, one of my favorite people in this industry, she's such a pro and such a student at the same time. The only constant is change. And that's something we all got to get comfortable with. You know, how am I changing? Am I, how am I becoming better? When's the last time I shopped my competition or I had my competitor shopped? And what are they missing? And what can I do to create a better customer experience? And you just gave like a playbook for a retailer to be successful, but at the same time, Larry, you gave a playbook on how a rep can differentiate him or herself and be successful as well. So my hat is off and I'm clapping. I'm like, wow.
Well, the one thing I do believe that it's weird. Things have changed now, though, in that I think we really have to look at again who who are the best customers, who are we the best fit for, you know,
Right.
and what is the most productive use of my time, our time. You can't just get on the road and drive aimlessly around cold calling.
Nope.
It's not a good thing. Um, I mean, if you have a plan and your plan is to learn and you're taking notes about who's who and That's, that's a worthwhile investment in seeing what's out. Because every now and then you'll uncover like a gem of a retailer that you didn't even know existed. I've uncovered two of them, which I'm not going to share on this show, but I'm keeping it for myself right now. But yeah, there are people out there that are really cool people. So invest in the time, but in a smart way. And I think when you're looking to who the future is, not not forgetting about who the past has been and who the current is. Like the one of the companies I represented that just really recently their assets were acquired. They fired all of us a year and a half ago, and the CEO what came from Black and Decker, and there's a CEO at SSB from Black and Decker that hopefully is a lot smarter than this guy was. But he said to me, we're looking at retailers that you know who's going to be here in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I'm like, well, that's smart. But, you still have some of these retailers you have a list, and there's a bunch of existing customers that are not on your list. Like, what about them?
Right.
Like, do we just like abandon them, or do we support them?
Right.
Maybe we can help them. Maybe we
Right.
can maybe we can change their future or be part of the change. So they're still here 5 years from now. And they didn't. They abandoned a lot of good independent retailers. And then the floor fell out when some of the people they identified as key retailers, they got into trouble. And so I think people, this is a people business. I think caring about people sincerely, remembering that mattresses are, again, individual transactions. They're so, and whether it's online, it's one person generally buying a mattress for themselves online, or it could be in store, it could be a combination of things. But these are individual transactions, and treating people right and respecting people, I think, is a good thing. Well, not a good thing, is a necessary thing. Um, so that's the future. The future is important. And then how can we change or affect our circumstances? Do we just give up, or do we like say, no, we're going to find ways to get better?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of retailers. That's what I see on the industry group, is that people are seeing it. It's like, I can do this. Why not me? You know what I mean? It's like early on when I started repping and I wasn't having the success that I had later on, I'm thinking, why not me? And it's like, well, there's a lot of things I'm not doing that these other guys have done or other ladies have done. And maybe I haven't earned it yet, And so I think that's, but if you go out and you put the smart work in, you will get rewards. It's just, again, being efficient with your time, being efficient with who you talk to. But there's a lot of great people out there. So you mentioned the election also. I just remind everybody, no matter what happens, you're still you. I'm
Amen.
still me. We're all in it together one way or another. We all have the same
Yep.
good or crappy results to deal with. But anyway.
Gardner's Mattress and More asks, sadly, that executive didn't ask the question, what do we need to do to support retailers over the next 10 years? What can we deliver and be ahead of the game on? Yes, 100%. 100%. Larry, you just said something, and you just said it so nonchalantly, and it is literally an earthquake, what you said, and you don't even know. You're like, what earthquake? What did I say? Maybe I haven't earned it yet.
Yeah.
That is a question that we should all ask. Stop with the entitled BS. You're not entitled to anything. And ask yourself that question. Maybe I haven't earned it yet. And that implies that I'm willing to work. That implies I'm willing to learn. That implies I'm willing to change. And if you want to be a successful store owner or a successful rep, that has to be your mindset right there. Larry, I can't believe we only got 9 minutes left, brother. And I have encroached 1 minute into your time, 2 minutes into your time already. So, what would you like to say? Up, Stu, what's Stu Segura got? Entitlement comes with the boudin. What's that? Is that some Louisiana thing that I don't understand? Coach me up, Stu.
With
Co-
poutine, it'd be French fries.
yeah, coach me up,
Uh,
man. So it's funny that you mentioned um, working smarter and having a purpose, because I think that's super important. I was super lucky. My first sales manager when I got on the road was Jeff Allen. And he said, Pete, if you don't have a reason for going into an account, don't go. Now, the reason might be I've never been into this account. They're on my prospect list and I need to learn about them. That might be the reason for going in. He goes, but don't go into dealers just to go into dealers. You need to have a game plan. And that was a gift, Larry, that I have carried for 43 years. Well, my first 9 years were in retail. So every call I've ever made after that, I always ask myself what I call the Jeff Allen question. Why am I showing up to this account? What do I want to accomplish for them? And what do I want to accomplish for me? And is there a fit? I think that's a question that we don't ask ourselves enough. Is there a good fit here? And that goes into earning the business, right? Like there has to be a good fit. I have to be able to improve this retailer's life some way, either a higher velocity of sales, more markup, less returns. I have to be able to impact them financially in a very positive way. And we both know that whatever it is that we are proposing, that when you've worked in retail and you have retail chops and you can sell on a retail floor, and I will always say this to all of my reps and some of my new reps, like, how do I make an impact? How you make an impact is you go on the floor and you close sales, and you close really good sales,
right.
and you get all of the essentials. You get everything that's on the table. You sell the adjustable bed base, you sell the sheets, you sell the protector, you sell the pillow, you sell all that stuff for the benefit of the customer. And a minute ago, they were just telling their friend before you walked in that can't be done. Our customers, they don't really like adjustable beds. Our customers, they buy their sheets somewhere else. And then boom, you just do it right in front of them. That kind of changes everything, right, Larry?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I remind RSAs, I'm like, people like nice things. You like nice things, right? You
Yeah,
know, you don't want to buy a crappy car that smells weird. You want a nice car that drives nice. You don't want a TV with horrible resolution. You don't want an internet service where you're losing power all the time or having a weird connection. We want nice things. We like to eat nice, good food. We like to go to nice places. I mean, it's a common thing. We like to be treated nicely, all these different things. And so it's not hard to sell something to somebody when they want it, you know? You just have to figure out why would they want it, like satisfy the need. Identify the need. Identify how this fills the need, and then you don't sell it to them, they buy it. They want it. They ask for it.
exactly.
So it's just I think it's a different mindset. I'm not trying to sell. I mean, again, you can come through. I mean, as reps, lots of reps have been hit hard, and we can come across as desperate. Maybe we are a little. It could you can be doing what's best for the retailer and still be like yeah, I'd really like this order though, so two things can be true, but reminding RSAs that, again, people like nice things, reminding business owners that, people like nice things. I went to Florida. I drove along a beach where I drove by, I don't know, 100 houses in a row that were $20 million houses. And that was just one beach. And it's like those people and everybody that was between, the top of the beach and the bottom of the beach that owned a property there, they're all still buying things, things they want. People, you go to a nice car dealership, and there are people walking around buying things, and you go to a nice clothing store, people are there buying things. So people like nice things. People aren't going to stop wanting them just because they can't afford it. People, that's the American way. We go into debt. So I think doing that, advice for reps. The other thing though is don't think you can or should sell every retailer. Uh, like you can't sell every retailer. Maybe you shouldn't sell every retailer. You also need to be, I think we need to be realistic about, like, because we're a business. I need to be efficient. So if I'm going to sell this retailer, let's clearly identify what their expectations are of me and the company. Can I even do that? Sometimes you might not identify that, hey, I can't do what they want me to do, until you're down the path. Sometimes you just need to say that and be honest. Some retailers might say, well, screw, they might not like it, but a lot of people, I think it's better to be fair. It's expensive to be on the road. I mean, if it's very, very expensive and I'm on the road, but I mean, I look at how much I spend on gas and how much I spend on tolls. And when I do have overnights, it's $150 a night, So, I mean, my road expenses are 300 to 400 bucks a day, just raw expense, not me making a dime. So, and then there's taxes and everything. So we got to make sure we're efficient and we're producing. And I think it's good to go out and identify your opportunities and where you can be important to people. And some people, might not be the right opportunity. And you just need to realize that you can't sell everybody, you know.
Yep.
You can't do business with everybody. They can't do business with you. Again, people, I already have a bed frame supplier. I'm very happy with them. If I'm not bringing anything else to the table, have I done anything to earn that business? No. And I go to my sales managers. You want to make them an offer to make it worth their while? I mean, it still might not be worth their while, but like it's expensive to change, So
Yep.
change for just no reason, but change for a positive reason. Like, oh, we can help them get extra margin. We can help them on the sales side where we can help their RSAs close a higher percentage of sales. We can bring in some new products, split heads. Again, split heads, Sleep Number drives that business. You're selling an adjustable base, the mattress, protector, sheets, pillow. It's on a low end, it's a $4,000 sale, but a lot of times it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10,000. That's a
Or
nice
more.
hit or more. So
Yeah.
I just, again, us as reps, we need to be realistic. Not, our schedule isn't necessarily the retailer schedule. Our timeline isn't, we want it to be, but it's not. But yeah, again, also at some point you do need to ask them, are we going to do anything or aren't we? And just, if you're not, then, take a pause, but again, you have to ask, have I earned the opportunity?
Right.
What else can I do? Ask the customer, the retail, what do you need help with? What do you think you need help with?
Mhm.
Just again, listening. And they might say, man, I've changed my whole freaking floor. If I change my floor I've heard that any more in the next like 90 days, my people are going to kill me, So, okay. But, you know, plan for the next thing. So anyway,
Yep.
I appreciate, what you do, Pete. I appreciate what a lot of the other reps are doing. I appreciate what's going on online, even though I don't comment all the time. A lot of times I'm just more observing unless I can add something, but I do appreciate it because it does. Um, I'm learning every day, and I know I need to keep getting better um, in all areas. So thanks for what you do.
Larry, thanks for being here. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
You can call or text my cell 717-629-9208 anytime, 7 days a week. I'm available. You just call, and myself and I work with Karen Converse again. Karen's available all the time, or almost all the time, and we try to respond and be there when you need us. So
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate you. And I'll see you in Vegas, my friend.
you got it. Have a nice rest of your week. Take
You
care.
too. Take care. Sell a million. Thank you.